I guess we're ready, right? Let's fucking kick this shit off.
Yeah.
You can find us at BWSSpodcast.com and on Facebook at BWSS Podcast. This is because we said so. Let's start the show.
Let's start the show indeed.
And now, recording from beautiful and sexy Miami, with your hosts, Seth and Laz and Research Lucas. It's because we said so.
Sure is, folks. Because we said so. We got Seth over here, mic 1. Laz back there, mic 2.
Yo.
Looking at the camera this time. That's what's up. Got Lucas on mic 3. Who, he found the camera. I was going to say, does he even know where the fuck it is? And then we got my boy Marcos. Actually, all of us, though. All of our friend Marcos. Camera 4. Rock on, bro.
What up? What up?
That's what's up. So he's going to be sitting in. So one of my favorite episodes we ever did was the Death of Fidel Castro, which is the one that you joined on, because this is a great conversation. It was eye-opening. Obviously, you got some insight and information. So once again, those of you who are listening or watching, you want to go back. I can't remember which freaking one. Lucas, can you look up which one was Fidel Castro for us? Sheesh.
Like
I should know
14
that.
or something like that.
Research Lucas.
Yeah, something like that. Please, really? Oh, please, can I have some more? So anyway, what's your favorite color?
Who?
You.
Me?
Yep.
Black.
Black. I can't make fucking black.
Of course.
It's not even a color. I can put on purple.
What do you mean we're not a color?
You know,
Yeah, right.
how is black not a color? How is black not a color?
All right. Well, we got black light up there. Actually, it's black light behind you, the purple there.
You know what? Let's do
that'd be
yellow.
cool.
All right. Yellow? All right. We can do yellow.
How does that look?
We haven't had yellow.
How many different colors can you make?
Dude, I can make a bunch of different colors
What
with
the
this thing. It's actually pretty cool. Kind of like I don't know if I've showed my sound effects pad out there, but this is my sound effects pad. So as you can see here, let me turn this light off. So you can see all the sound effects on there. Lots of colors on that too. But I can't get red because Logic doesn't have red, and it's just so dumb. Anyway, so topics, record voting and long lines. El Padrino, the Mexican Godfather, SpaceX and the U.S. military. You guys hear anything about this? No?
U.S. military. I didn't think that they wanted to do
And it was episode 15.
Episode 15. All right.
December 3rd.
So episode 15, folks. One of my favorite, probably favorite 3 episodes out there. Ice Cube is going to set the record straight. Market Matt, good friend of mine, follows the stock market religiously. I pre-recorded like a 10-minute little thing with him, 12-minute little thing with him, basically going over what happened in March when COVID hit. It's really interesting, kind of get you to understand a lot of the things at play, which is why our stock market is actually doing well when it should be tanking. In addition to that, Justin Trudeau growing tired of Chinese coerciveness. So the Prime Minister of Canada. So we're from Miami. You can get us at BWSSpodcast.com. Contact at BWSS Podcast. In addition to that, Facebook and Twitter is at BWSS Podcast. And then Instagram is just BWSS Cast. Somebody took it when I switched over. I literally switched over for like a few days and then freaking whatever. Anyway, yeah, it happens. So, and then YouTube. So as soon as we get 100 subscribers, we can get a real YouTube address. We're just not quite there yet, so it's okay. We'll survive. And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment.
It's time for Quick News.
All right, so I'm going to start real fast. So Business Insider, the U.S. military and Elon Musk are planning a $7,500 or $7,500. Really? Is anything Elon Musk does $7,500 fucking dollars? 75. What's that?
He pisses.
Yeah, right. Seriously, he takes a dump and it's $7,500. A 7,500 mile per hour rocket that can deliver weapons anywhere in the world in an hour. Elon Musk, SpaceX, and U.S. military plan to build a rocket capable of delivering 80 metric tons of cargo. That's a lot. 80 metric tons? What was it, 2,212 is a metric ton or something like that?
This is delivering weapons to troops or people or
anywhere in the world for whatever reason.
Unmanned. Fuck.
Yep.
That's
so
not good.
Anywhere in the world in 60 minutes. Under the newly agreed contract, SpaceX will assess the cost and technical challenges of the project while initial tests are expected in 2021. A 7,652-mile journey from Florida to Afghanistan could be completed within an hour with such a high-speed rocket. In comparison, a U.S. C-17 Globemaster, a military transport aircraft costing $218 million with a maximum speed of 590 miles per hour, will complete this journey in about 15 hours. It's the equivalent of a C-17 payload, interestingly enough. So another aerospace company, Exploration Architecture Corporation, will also be part of the research program. The plan comes days after SpaceX landed a $149 million contract to build missile tracking satellites for the Pentagon. As part of the deal, SpaceX will build 4 satellites fitting a wide-angle infrared missile tracking sensors in its assembly plant in Washington, where the firm builds satellites for its Starlink Internet project. So yeah, dude, SpaceX and the U.S. military are starting to become close friends, which is what's interesting about this. This is going to classify a lot of the stuff he's doing, which, you know, I guess it's ours. Sorry about that, world. Sorry, Earth. So
That's fire, though.
That is fire.
You know, 590. I thought it'd be a lot faster than 590 miles an hour.
No, 7,500 miles per hour.
There you go.
Yeah.
The 590 was the usual
the miles
plane.
per hour of the regular plane. Yeah.
God.
7,500 miles per hour. So it goes straight up.
Yeah.
And then it just, comes straight down as opposed to going all the way around and all that.
Okay.
So
How fast is it supposed to go?
7,500 miles per hour.
That's Mach what?
Dude, well,
Mach like
speed of sound's like
7,000.
570, something like that.
No, 7.
7 some? Yeah, so
Yep.
that's about 10 times the speed of sound. Pretty fast.
Holy shit.
All right, phone driver's license, Laz, you're up.
All right. So for Miami Herald, you'll soon be able to get your Florida driver's license over an app. Florida will allow a smartphone app for digital driver's licenses with security controls that meet national and international standards. I don't want to read the whole thing,
Sure.
because I was just I was curious about how they're going to be able to stop fake ones and stuff
Fraudulent,
like that.
yeah.
But they have a plan for everything.
So this is going to replace your regular ID?
Yep. And
Wow.
for more privacy, users of digital driver's license will be able to control the applications according to their requirements. So if you're going somewhere like casino or the bar, and they need to see your license, you'll just pick it up and just show the age. You'll be like, oh, my age. And they'll just show the age only. It won't show like your name, your address, stuff like that. Like a lot of times when you go somewhere, you might give somebody shady your ID.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like an official app that.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's gonna and there's gonna be a way for whoever's checking the ID to be able to verify it, and you can give it to police, and you'll be able to give it to anything that you would use their ID for.
Wow.
So basically an official government app in your phone that you can just show to people and they accept it as a physical ID.
Yeah, they said it'll come as exactly. That's why I was wondering, because we've worked in bars and restaurants, and they're always like, "Oh, we need a physical ID. We need to make sure that we have the picture and it's in our hand."
What about deep fakes?
Dude, well, but that's the thing. They can. I just find it hard to believe that wouldn't be more hackable than a physical card.
That's how I feel.
I guess.
But then again, like my insurance card, I could take a picture of my insurance card, a screenshot. I don't know how I'm pretty sure you could do a screenshot too of this license thing. But
they have a number. They have like a ID number that.
Yeah, it's an ID number. It has. There's some way to verify if it's real or not. All that stuff is not updated yet. The company that's doing it is called Thales.
Did they say when? When's it being released?
Oh, they wanted to be done by in 2021.
Okay.
It'll be available starting in 2021.
All right.
Everything else is on your phone.
Sounds cool to me.
If it's legit, it'll make
Your
our jobs.
bank's on your phone. Yeah, everything is on your phone. There's no doubt about
insurance
that.
on my phone. I always forget to renew, to reprint my new insurance cards, but it's on my phone. So
I got you.
That'll help a lot of people out.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. So you'll never lose it. That's
now
for sure.
you'll only need your phone now for real.
Yeah, right.
Because pretty much we're good now.
All right, Lancaster Online. Adam Sandler will film scenes for new Netflix movie Hustle in Coatesville High School. Did you hear that, Lucas?
Yes.
So that's where I went to high school, folks. So famous actor, comedian, and lover of basketball, Adam Sandler, will be shooting More Than Some Hoops near Lancaster in 10 days. Sandler will be shooting scenes for Netflix movie Hustle in the Coatesville High School Gymnasium beginning October 26th until November 5th. In return for this gym space, the high school received $81,170 along with a new scoreboard. I assume whatever they're filming, they want to get a nice fancy scoreboard, so that's kind of cool. The contract between the school and Backstreet Productions LLC has been labeled confidential. Los Angeles Laker LeBron James is producing the movie with Sandler, and the crew is currently in Philadelphia shooting the movie. The movie, which Netflix hasn't released a date for yet, is about an American basketball scout played by Sandler who is unjustly fired. He discovers a talented player abroad and decides to bring him to the U.S. to prove they both have what it takes to go pro. It is unclear why Coatesville was picked for the location. So it's cool. I remember I was talking about my friend who had Tom Cruise film Rock of Ages at his place, and one of the things they did was completely remodeled the whole place, and it was just part of it. And he got a free remodeling, so I guess they're getting a free scoreboard. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. Our high school does have a really strong tradition in basketball, like state champions. Richard Hamilton, who played for the Pistons, I believe, was a freshman when I was a senior, came through there, and obviously they were NBA champions. So
Rip.
Yeah, Rip Hamilton for sure.
A great diving team.
A great diving team, whatever.
What? At your high school?
You know what's funny?
Fuck him.
That same.
It's because I was on the diving team in high school and I sucked because I'm 6'3". Like, who wants to be on the diving team at 6'3"? How many spins can you do or flips? I was awful. I just wanted something else to do. So, and it looks cool. My friend Kevin Williams, who was like doing flips and twists, who, recently went vegetarian or vegan or whatever. I see him online. And beautiful family. They got a little one and everything as well. But he was like the man on it. And we were in like band together or something together. And I was like, yeah, I want to do that. So I sucked.
We also went to band camp together.
Yeah, band camp. No, we didn't go. There's no band camp. Dickhead.
That movie plotline sounds a lot like that Tom Cruise movie plotline.
True?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
True. Dude,
But
I can't wait
also-
to see the movie, or he goes up to freaking film it. It's not until
cool.
next October.
Oh, Tom
And
Cruise.
piggybacking off of yours.
Go ahead, Lucas.
And piggybacking off of yours, did you also know that there's an HBO show filmed in Coatesville last year?
Yep, totally. Yep.
Coochville?
Coatesville, Coatesville. So,
Otherwise known as that shadowy place over there.
Sure. All right. So, plastic eating enzymes. Marcos, take it away.
All right. The super enzyme was engineered by linking two separate enzymes, both of them which were found in plastic eating bugs discovered by a Japanese waste site in 2016.
So it's bugs. That's
so they're
cool.
bugs that eat plastic. And now they just figured out how to make them bugs eat twice or 6 times as much plastic
That's pretty cool.
as
Lucas,
they
what are you-
did.
Lucas, what are you smiling at? You don't even know. You're just grinning over there. So this was in, you said it was in China?
Japan.
Japan. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Which is crazy, dude. We needed that so bad.
Jesus. It's like we need another thing that they're trying. Okay.
How does?
All right. So that's pretty cool.
The
So
bugs eat the plastic?
it's like up to like down to like 3 days or something, right? These things will eat, I don't know, it'll
Yeah.
break down plastic
Tons.
in 3 days as opposed to
Couple
6.
tons.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, plastic is one of the only things on Earth that does not go away
For a long
environmentally.
time.
Yeah.
And we use petroleum, which is
ever.
gas, to make
Ever.
it so it contributes to the whole cycle of carbon emissions and all that crap.
But it just shrinks, right? It doesn't.
No, they
even if you
literally
heat it up.
process it. He processes the bugs.
These bugs,
process it out.
yeah. They eat it, and what comes out the other end?
Like
Yeah,
a
that's
gas.
A
It's like
gas?
a natural gas.
Okay.
So it doesn't even hurt the environment. Humans actually are breathing a certain percentage of plastic all over the world.
That's why I was saying it just evaporates when you burn it. But I'm pretty sure that's just not good.
Well,
for
we
us.
get smoke, black smoke,
Ugh.
and
It's in your
disgusting.
water.
You smell the plastic when it's
in the
Well,
ocean.
it's in the ocean. It's in a lot of fish that they catch in the ocean, microparticles and shit like that. That's cool, man. I'm definitely down with that.
Yeah.
So anything we can do to help break down plastic a little more quickly, I'm totally down for it. All right, BBC, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he will not tolerate coercive diplomacy from China. His remarks on Friday come a day after the Chinese ambassador warned that granting asylum to Hong Kong protesters would put Canadians in danger.
In danger in China.
No, I mean, just put Canadians in danger. He didn't even say in China, just in general. The envoy's comments were seen as many by not so veiled threat. Relations between the two nations have been frosty since 2018, when 2 Canadians were detained in China over spying allegations. This week, Beijing's envoy to Canada, Kong Piwu, explicitly told Canada not to accept asylum seekers from Hong Kong, calling them violent criminals in a video news conference. If the Canadian side really cares about stability and prosperity of Hong Kong and really cares about the good health and safety of those 300,000 Canadian passport holders in Hong Kong and large number of Canadian companies operating in Hong Kong, you should support these efforts to fight violent crimes, Mr. Kong said. It's a lot of Kongs. And Kong is C-O-N-G as opposed to K-O-N-G. So anyway, when asked if his statement was a threat, Mr. Kong said, that is your interpretation. Mr. Kong also...
Take it however you want to take it.
Yeah.
So just exactly how are the Canadians in danger?
Well, exactly. Just the fact he would say in danger is just so ridiculous.
Gonna bomb Canada?
I mean, no.
it's basically-
He's saying the 300,000 Canadians that are living in Hong Kong. Because they arrested 2 Canadians on spying allegations. So they're saying, maybe we'll just, they're just arresting people left and right in Hong Kong ever since China had that security released or signed that allows them basically just come in and arrest people and prosecute, because Hong Kong was completely protected because it used to be a British settlement that they handed back in like 94, 96. But part of them, Britain relinquishing control of Hong Kong was China can't touch it for 50 years. And they signed it, they agreed to it. And of course, China, who never plays by the rules. And I'm talking about the Chinese government, love the Chinese people. But I'm just saying, like, they're like, fuck it, we're going to go in there anyway.
So they were
It's
just
over. It's
making
over
it
now, isn't it?
What's that?
That contract isn't it over?
No, it's not over for until like, what is it, 96? So until like 2030, 2040 something?
That's a fresh contract.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was just like signed in like the 90s.
Okay.
So basically they use those Canadians as an example
Sure.
to like scare other Canadians.
So Mr. Kong also threatened vague measures against Canada if the government were to pass a resolution condemning Beijing's treatment of the Uyghurs, which we've spoken about, a Muslim community group who live largely in the Xinjiang region of North China. In response, Mr. Trudeau said he would not try and antagonize Beijing, but would not back down from protecting Canadian interests and standing for human rights around the world. So that's what's up with that, man. We stand by you. That's for sure, Mr. Trudeau. 100%. So Ice Cube sets the record straight on Trump. Marcos, take it away.
Yeah, so quick story. I heard it yesterday. I think he was on Talking with Cuomo or one of those.
Yep, Cuomo.
Yeah, Cuomo. Basically telling him why he is teaming up with the Trump organization or
Sure.
whatever. Because they actually heard him. He went to the Democrats, he went to the Republicans, and Trump actually gave him a chance to hear what he was talking about. It's basically to better the black people, the descendants of slaves
Sure.
In our country.
Yep.
And the Democrats didn't even want to listen to him. They basically were like, wait till the election finishes. If we win, we'll listen. If we don't,
Sure.
so it was kind of messed up. And Trump was like, all right, cool. Just let's hear him out and see what he has to say. And if it works, then it works. It's really just to help people. It's not to make, news or to
money
make
or anything crazy.
And Ice-T just had to set this record straight, saying it doesn't matter who helped me out. I just needed somebody in power to listen.
Sure.
So-
Sure. I mean, good for him. I can't disagree on that. That's for sure. So, well, that's good. I mean, it's not like he went Kanye on us, right?
Yeah. and you know what? Ice Cube, man. He was on that show and was like setting it straight, basically, with him. Like,
Pretty
don't
much.
put words in my mouth,
So, all right. So, last one. New York Post: killer whales orchestrating revenge attack on boats off Spain. Did you guys hear about this?
What? No.
This is some shit. Forget Jaws. This time it's personal for orcas. Killer whales off the coast of Spain are living up to their name, but instead of targeting great white sharks, pods of fish, or seals as they have done in the past, they are now after people and boats. Several scientists think the killer whales of the deep are attacking yachts and boats due to injuries, several of them sustained over the summer from rudders. There have been 33 of the bizarre attacks in northern Spain and the Strait of Gibraltar and off the Portugal coast since July, in which the orcas surround small craft and deliberately ram ships' rudders and attempt to tip them over. The attacks have caused several severe damage and in some cases disabled the ships. So orcas may have felt compelled to act when they saw a sailboat in order to slow it down by going after its rudder. The killer whales could simply be toying with the sailboats out of curiosity, but now they discovered the ability to slow or stop the large moving object. Now they're becoming more aggressive. So the noise was really scary. They were ramming the keel, and this was a horrible echo. I thought they could capsize the boat, Morris told The Guardian. And the deafening noise they communicating, whistling to each other, it was so loud we had to shout, Morris added. The attack felt totally orchestrated. When her boat was finally towed back to port, the large chunk of the rudder was missing, and the rest was covered in teeth marks. So, dude, orcas are fucking going off, man.
They're not dumb,
smart,
too.
dude.
They're smart.
They're really smart.
Like,
Super smart. I watched this, I think it was Frozen Planet, but there would be these like sea lions or seals stuck on this big like piece of ice, probably like 10 feet square. And the orcas would, peek their eye up like, I see you, motherfucker, you watch this shit. And they would, 3 of them in a row would swim right underneath it and create this wake that slowly just ripped the freaking ice over time to where like the seal had nothing to freaking sit on, and he would dive in, the orcas would snag him. And yeah, dude, orcas are really, really smart.
So they're seeking revenge.
They're seeking revenge. Wow. Orchestrated revenge. Like, straight up, though. That's exactly it. They're like, they're like, just like with the sea lions are on this ice. Like I said, it'd be like 3 of them, like one right next to each other would go under, and really fucking smart. Dude.
The way that they kill great whites, you've seen that, right? They literally tip them over, slow them down so that they can't move and barely can breathe.
Yep.
Like when you tip the great white over, it falls asleep.
Sure.
So they have
that's it? Falls asleep?
They tip it over and stop it from moving. Like once it doesn't have water going through its gills, it like basically is paralyzed.
Sure.
And then they take a bite right out of his liver. They don't take a bite of anything else, or the kidney, whichever one is the most nutritious. So
because I read in this article that they were going after great white sharks near Cape Hope in South Africa strictly for their organs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So they're not even the whole thing, just like what you said. They're just getting the kidneys or the liver. It's the liver that's the most nutrients.
It's the liver.
All right, Lucas, you ready for what the fuck news? I don't have a sound effects yet.
Those things are smart, bro. That's fucked. Like,
dude, for real.
You're not even. Oh man,
super smart. They're the smartest things in the ocean, and dolphins.
Well, dolphins.
Probably
but they'll kill dolphins.
Yeah,
they'll kill dolphins.
Yeah,
too.
they will. All right, Lucas, what you got for what the fuck news?
Well,
I don't have a sound effect yet. I'll have it next week.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's
so,
right.
of course, this week in What the Fuck, after actually searching for it, I couldn't find one that was as glorious as last week.
Of course, that's good. I mean, glorious in so many levels.
Yes,
groundbreaking.
But I found one. First, I found it on HuffPost.com.
Sure, Huffington Post, very good.
Yep, backed it up with Reuters.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep. Brazilian police catch senator hiding cash between his butt cheeks.
Must not be a lot of cash.
Wait,
you don't know how much cash.
Yeah, I don't know how fat he is.
dude. Wait, so it was a senator?
Yes, a Brazilian
and
senator.
who caught him? Was he going through an airport? Was it like a pat down? Like,
No,
hold on.
How do they
Wait
find
a
this?
minute. Wait a minute.
He had been suspended for 90 days by the
Wait a
Supreme
minute.
Court Justice Luis Roberto Barroso
Sure.
under suspicion or thought that he was misusing COVID relief funds.
Okay.
It's a
They
fetish.
raided his house, and that's where they found it.
Okay.
Was when they raided his house.
Okay.
Gave him a pat down. And
Wait. They
So they
raided
raided his house because he was
Yep.
suspected of misusing COVID funds.
Yep.
And I guess the extra cash he shoved in between his butt cheeks.
Yeah, and apparently there's video and pictures of it, but they're not releasing it because it's already damaging enough.
Sure, and it'll come out sooner or later.
Somebody got it.
I mean, in America, that shit would be out already.
I hope it wasn't like a roll of quarters or something.
Oh, dude. Did it say like how much it was?
His office did not immediately respond to it.
Comment? Okay.
Yeah, comment,
Dude,
respond.
up his butt cheeks.
Yes.
I mean, Senator, dude.
It couldn't have been that much.
Couldn't be in the mattress or anything. He couldn't have been that much.
They didn't say if he was maybe up on a stripper pole and a thong or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Well, he was in his own house.
Did it say the color of the underwear? Like, was it boxer briefs?
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't see this. He was actually commando.
Oh, it was commando?
Yeah.
Oh, no. So none underwear, just pants and butt cheeks?
Nah,
Or is that a joke?
It. Yeah.
Oh, God, you're a dork. All right. So real quick, found out our website sucks. I was talking to Christina and she's like, she didn't have she tried to like not say it, but still say it. She's like, you guys show like it's so good and, and researched and production value and all that stuff. And then, your website it's not any of that. So we're going to be looking to get the website, I think, redone soon. Oh, by the way, yeah, our t-shirts are in, folks. So
I got one.
Yeah, you got one. I mean, when you're a guest, you get one. Cool Club people get one. McAdoo, all them. So McAdoo hit me up like right away. He's like, dude, I'm ready. So shout outs. Any shout outs out there? Any shout outs, Laz?
Not this week.
I always got shout outs.
Yeah. Lucas, any shout outs over there? No?
Of course not.
Okay. Any shout outs?
Shout outs. Mom, Dad, little brother, Mad Dog.
Sure.
My sister, Jessie Jeannie.
Boom.
And real big shout out to all the restaurant workers out there having to wear the masks. Those masks suck, I know. But fight through it, man. It's going to be there for a while. So just find a good one.
Clubs are open. Clubs are open.
Clubs are open.
Officially open. So I want
wide open. Strip clubs, everything.
Well, strip clubs have been open. We talked
That's
about
the first
that.
thing. That's more important than food.
Like
all right?
you could get ass dust in your drink a long time ago. So shout out to Egypt. Egypt hit us up. Very, very excited about that. Welcome to the party. And Wisconsin. So appreciate you guys throwing in some listens for us as well. So we put our deleted scenes on YouTube if there are any. Last week, a lot of the stuff that we had was, just really good quality stuff. And we didn't have a lot of conversations in between the recording. This week, we probably spoke for about 10, 15 minutes before we actually started the show. So deleted scenes are always up on YouTube, those of you listening. And now we're going to take our first break, but I got my friend Market Matt, a little video that it just recorded him and I a couple of days ago. Actually, yesterday, believe it or not. So he's just going to be talking once again about the stock market since March, what's been going on. And then he's going to try to come back every month and we'll see what happens after the election because that's definitely going to have a big, effect on the stock market. Any last minute thoughts? Anyone?
Nope.
Anyone? All right.
thinking.
We'll be back soon. Boom.
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 So I got my friend Matt here, who is a really good friend of mine, really smart guy, follows the stock market like religiously, does the research, watches the shows, follows the right people. And I'm bringing him on because I think it'd be cool if he can come on like every 4 weeks or so just to give us a really good idea of what's going on in the stock market. So, Matthew, why don't you go ahead and wave to everybody? Looks really cool in the freaking mask, down by his chin. So I haven't seen you in a while too, man. The facial hair, look at you, man, rocking and rolling. So why don't you say hi to everybody? By the way, he is not a financial advisor once again. So say hi to everybody and we'll go ahead and get started. Cool, man.
All right, Seth.
So,
Go ahead.
real briefly, Joe, just getting started, what happened back in March when everything started to really move forward with this COVID thing?
So back really in late February, the president made public the pandemic and, the response from the market was, pretty drastic. We saw a roughly 30 to 35% correction in all the major indices, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell Small Cap 2000. And of course, after that, there was a rally. But what
a big rally,
a pretty big rally, and we'll definitely get to that in a sec. But what most people heard on TV, as far as an explanation is concerned, is that the crash in stocks was caused primarily by investor fears over the pandemic. The pandemic was going to trigger possible depression. It was going to shut down businesses permanently. And that scared a lot of people.
And what happens is, being the average investor or like myself is, it's going to go down. Like, that the stock market is going to go down, whether it crashes or not. You just know it's going to go down. So people start selling, and then they're like, is it going to go down? They see the people that say it's definitely going to go down to sell. So they start selling, and it just keeps going from there.
Yeah, and snowballs.
Yeah.
But I think to better understand what really caused the crash, and more importantly, why the crash was so steep and big in magnitude, we have to look at what led up to the crash.
Sure.
Rewind back to mid-February, all three major indices, actually the NASDAQ and the S&P, are both at all-time highs. The Russell Small Cap 2000 is kind of approaching all-time highs. We are off the heels of a major tax cut, right, in which Republicans and the president cut the corporate tax rate by, I believe, 12 to 13 percentage points.
Sure.
And the market is repricing forward earnings, which is what the stock price is basically based off of. An investor analyzes a company's potential profits and kind of invests based on that. Well, when you reduce the amount of money a corporation has to pay to the government, you then therefore unlock more, possibilities as far as their earnings are concerned, right? They're going to make more money, given they have to pay less to the government, right?
And what the argument for it is that by doing that, by reducing that rate, they're going to be able to hire more people and pay more people and invest in the company. But that's what they expect, and that's what everyone says is going to happen, but that's not what happens.
Exactly. So supply and demand, right? In order for a company to take the money that they have now gotten back, so to speak, from the tax break, you basically need them to understand that there's, demand.
Sure.
If there's less demand, then why hire more people? Why build a factory? Why make the necessary capital expenditures needed to expand your business? What these companies did instead with that money that they got back from the tax breaks is they invested it in stock buybacks. And they did that because they knew demand for stocks was high, and they knew that by buying back their own shares.
And all of the market went down, so it's the perfect time to buy a bunch of stock also with all this.
Well, the thing is, they were buying back their stocks before the market went down,
Gotcha.
Right? And they did that because when you remove supply, right, when you buy back your own shares and you take those shares off the market, it increases
the value,
the price, right, the value, right? So they're taking these billions and billions of dollars, buying back their own stock, goosing stock prices, right? Meanwhile, what they're also doing is speculating, right? And what really happened is you had all these companies, all these hedge funds and big institutional investors speculating on margin into the March crash. So you had these big investment firms on margin, basically meaning on borrowed money, taking out these massive positions, right?
Sure.
So long story short, all these investors were long stocks, right? They were long. The stock market was at all-time highs. So no one was really prepared, right, for this pandemic news.
Sure.
Right. And when it came, the market had to price that in, in a very short time frame, right? So that's basically why we saw the magnitude of a decrease that we saw, right? I mean, the market took a 30% haircut in a matter of weeks, right?
Sure.
Which is unprecedented.
Which was
right?
great for those of us sitting on some cash, waiting for the right time to strike.
Right, exactly. But the question is, should there have been some sort of regulatory framework in place to prevent all those institutional investors from over-levering themselves, right?
Yeah,
because what happens is they collateralize, their assets and borrow 15 times, their worth as a company, and invest all that money into stocks, right?
Yeah.
And the problem that creates is when they had to unwind from all those positions, right? When they had to pull out, they create a lot of volatility, right? And the people who suffer are the people with 401ks, right? The passive investors who are just throwing a little bit in every year and are just hoping and praying that the market can, just maintain its slow uptrend.
Yeah.
Right. So that's basically what happened. You had a massive tax cut. You obviously had the Federal Reserve reducing interest rates, the prime borrowing rate, making money cheaper, right? Which
it's
also
been down for a while too.
Yeah, exactly. So you had the market crash, right? You had all this fear. You had mainstream news outlets basically calling for a depression, recession, And what happened next? You had a gigantic market rally, right? Back to new all-time highs, in fact, led by these big cap tech stocks, Facebook, Apple, Google,
Tesla.
Amazon, Tesla, NVIDIA, what have you.
Sure. Zoom.
So like Zoom, all these software companies with, subscription-based revenue models, right?
Sure.
So like, and again, the mainstream media, their explanation is that, well, I think investors just got too fearful. They bet too hard against America, and they were left with their pants down.
Sure.
But again, I think to kind of lift the hood and better understand what actually happened, you have to take a look at the government's response, right, to the stock market crash. Because at the end of the day, despite what a lot of people say, the stock market matters a lot. We're a consumer spending-driven economy, right? The people who spend the most money right now are the baby boomer generation. They are the most heavily invested in the stock market too, right? They have 401ks. If they're comfortable, right, with their portfolios, if they think that their stock portfolio is going to continue generating, money, continue throwing off cash, they're going to feel more comfortable going out and spending, right?
Sure.
So it's imperative for the government to keep the stock market high, right? So back in March, when the stock market was crashing, right, the Federal Reserve basically came out and said, okay, we're going to do three things. We're going to keep interest rates low for the foreseeable future, right?
Yep.
Which means borrowing will be cheap, right? So that kind of temporarily takes off the table the possibility of a credit lockup, right?
Sure.
So banks, in other words, will feel comfortable knowing that they're backed by the Federal Reserve, lending out money.
Sure.
The second thing the Federal Reserve did is they came out and said that we are going to promise to buy high yield and corporate grade debt, right? In other words, they're going to come in and help save these struggling companies who might have been adversely affected by the pandemic.
Certainly.
Right?
Yeah. They have, the airlines obviously got a chunk of money and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. The interesting thing is that they haven't actually spent, and the Federal Reserve hasn't actually had to come in and do that yet. They just said they would, and the market responded positively.
Okay.
Right?
I didn't know that.
And by the way, by high yield debt and corporate grade debt, what I mean is, in the case of high yield debt that is owned by investors who want high yield. So say you have a really bad company, they're trying to borrow money, they're selling bonds in order to raise that capital. You'll have a group of speculators that will say, okay, we'll pay you, we'll buy your debt, but at like 8%, right?
Sure.
Over like a 10-year maturity, 5-year maturity, 2-year maturity, what have you. That's different from corporate grade debt or investor grade debt, where you're dealing with a company that has like a fortress balance sheet, that, has very little, cash debt on their own that you'll get your return on. So And that group of investors will say, okay, we'll buy your debt. But since it's, there's very little risk of default there, we're willing to settle for like a 1% to 2% return. Right. And the Federal Reserve came in and said, okay, no matter whether you're high yield debt, whether you're trying to sell your debt as like a struggling company, or whether you're trying to sell your debt as a successful company, we're going to come in and essentially guarantee that, right?
Sure.
Which is a huge confidence booster, right? So the third thing the Federal Reserve came in and said, they said that we are going to help our big banks, right, basically keep their financial balance sheets open, right? We're going to come in and make sure that they have enough reserves that they need to continue lending money,
sure.
Right? And those three things combined was enough assurance for the market, right? Which is why you had a lot of investors come in and buy that massive debt.
Sure.
Right. The other phenomenon is retail investing. You have this, sudden influx of, amateur investors on platforms like Robinhood, TD, Thinkorswim, Webull.
Sure.
Spending a lot of money on mostly these high-flying tech mega cap stocks. And that, as a broad trend, is really driving the market forward too. So you have institutional investors seeing the Federal Reserve, kind of backstopping the market. So that explains the market rally.
Yep.
Okay. The question now is, will market valuations, will prices eventually mean revert to realistic expectations of, earnings growth?
I mean, far it's just, it went way down, it went up, it kind of slowly going up a little bit, and then it had that dip in September, and it's back up again. It's kind of slowly dipping down. I think right now, and you can correct me if you disagree, but I think right now the market's just waiting to see what's going to happen with the presidency.
It is. And, the funny thing is, you typically see volatility running up into an election,
sure.
Giving, the possible changes in tax code. And, you have Democrats saying right now that they're going to, look at raising capital gains and basically resetting the regulatory environment that currently exists for big banks.
Sure.
But, at the end of the day, the general consensus is that the stock market will continue to grind higher so long as the Federal Reserve is able to backstop liquidity and guarantee these loans and keep the credit markets open. Because that, at the end of the day, is the name of the game. Keep it credit flowing. If companies can't borrow money, if interest rates are too high and they are unable to finance their debt, then everything stops.
Yeah,
right?
A $3 trillion price tag. I'm sure you saw that came out.
Yeah, there's another argument to be made based on modern, monetary theory that so long as there's strong demand for the dollar, the Federal Reserve can continue printing dollars without, the risk of diluting the currency, without the risk of too much inflation.
Sure.
But that's definitely another topic for another day.
Another day. All right. Well, I guess we'll keep it for there, and really appreciate you coming on, Market Matt, coming on, giving us the scoop on what's going on with the market. And the plan is to have him come on, every month just to kind of talk about what's happened. It'll be after the election, so we'll see exactly what's going on. If anybody has any specific questions, you can go ahead and submit them at submissions@bwsspodcast.com. All right. Well, thank you very much. Rock on. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Boom.
All right. Thanks, Seth.
You bet. All right. So we're going to jump back in. So we're back. So we got record early voting. And we were going through like record early voting in El Padrino. When I was actually researching it originally, I wanted to go with El Padrino first. But then when I look into the record voting, like there's some interesting shit going on here. So AP, record avalanche of early voters transforms the 2020 election. More than 22 million Americans have already cast ballots in the 2020 election, a record-shattering avalanche of early voters driven by both Democratic enthusiasm and a pandemic that has transformed the way the nation votes. The 22.2 million ballots submitted as of Friday night represents 16 million. In fact, Lucas, can you look up how many people have voted as of like now, as of today? Because this was Friday and it's Sunday now. So what's that?
Please.
Oh God.
Research.
Oh God.
Yeah. How about
That's how people
How
are
about
at
that?
work, bro. Like, it's fucking annoying.
what's that?
Like, when you're asking somebody to do something at work, that's their job, and they're like, "Oh, can you say please?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, it's your job."
job,
Like,
yeah.
like, fuck. Like,
That's
I'm
right,
not asking you for a
Lucas.
favor. Like, if I ask you to do something for me personally,
So
Sure.
sensitive.
like,
Like, what's
So-
going on in your day where the only please you need is from your employee or from your like coworker?
coworker.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
God damn.
So the 22.2 million ballots submitted as of Friday night represents 16% of all the votes cast in 2016. Even as eight states are not reporting their totals, and voters still have more than 2 weeks to cast their ballots. Americans rush to vote as leading election experts to predict around 150 million votes, which would be higher than any presidential election since 1908, which of course is by percentage of the people who can vote. It's crazy, said Michael McDonald, a University of Florida political scientist who has long tracked voting for its site, electproject.org. McDonald's analysis show roughly 10 times as many people have voted compared to this point in 2016. So far, the turnout has been lopsided, with Democrats outvoting Republicans by 2-to-1 ratio in 42 states, included in the Associated Press's count. Republicans have been bracing themselves for the early Democratic advantage for months. Polling and now early voting suggests the rhetoric has turned his party's rank and file away from a method of voting that traditionally they dominated in the early weeks of the election day. And that's Donald Trump. And the reason why is because he spent so much crap talking about how you don't want to vote, by mail because of this and that. So all the people that normally would vote by mail aren't voting by mail because he freaking said it, but he needs those people to freaking vote by mail.
But it could be vice versa too, because the people who are now voting online or whatever,
By
or
mail.
by mail, they wouldn't
usually vote.
A lot of these people might not have voted. But what's interesting, like in the state, I have it down here. Here we go. So in Pennsylvania, more than 3/4 of the more than 437,000 ballots sent through the mail have been for Democrats. In Florida, half of all ballots sent through the mail so far have been for Democrats, and less than a third for Republicans. Even Colorado, a state where every voter is mailed a ballot, and Republicans usually dominate the first week of voting, only 19% of the ballots returned have been from Republicans.
Do you see how far
That's
they're
one
going
state.
with promoting people to or like trying to make people vote? It's
Yeah.
so like
Everywhere.
I'm getting like remember before the text messages. Now I'm getting
phone's blowing up.
letters.
Yeah, I
There's
get
people
the- I
knocking
get-
on doors.
Yep. I
Just-
get the text messages.
They're not telling
annoying.
us to vote for anybody. They're just like just
Go
go.
Mine
vote.
is
Yeah.
Mine is for some reason. Mine is telling me specifically to vote for somebody.
Sure.
Yes. Oh, somebody sent me a text today.
You
but
know?
then I could just tell them stop. They don't send it anymore. They say, "Oh, we apologize," and they stop.
But what's interesting, though, is the fact that the Democrats, because so many have already voted, they can focus their attention on not getting so many of the people that were going to vote. They can try to go after the people that might not have voted.
Oh, that's
So
sneaky.
now the Democrats are a little bit ahead in that regard. The Republicans are like, anybody please vote.
You know what
and
they
the
can
Democrats,
do? They can say that COVID is coming in super hard right now. Don't leave your house, everybody. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And then you just don't go out and you don't vote.
Exactly.
Damn, that's
It's
They
crazy.
need to
That's a
focus on the
tactic.
people they can turn over now.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or the people that, a lot of where is it? AP analysis of the early vote shows 8% of early voters had never cast a ballot before, and 13.8 had voted in half or fewer of the previous elections for which they are eligible. So in other words, 8% of the people that voted early have never voted before, and another 13.8 sometimes they vote, sometimes they don't. So if you think about it, that's about 22% of the people casting are probably statistically were not going to vote.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Bro.
But a lot of people don't vote though, like on the regular.
That's suspect though, super suspect because people, what you just said, 20% never ever voted before.
No, it was 8% that never voted, and the other like 12, 13%, voted less than half the time.
I'm telling you,
But now they're all in.
Yeah, because
when it's mail ballots.
Because they think it's really, really important. I think, well, there's mail ballots before. Trump, the only reason it's a big issue is because Trump won't shut up about it. That's really the only freaking reason.
Like
How about you? Quick poll. Who in here is going to vote physically and who does mail?
I'm going in.
Yeah, I think
going in.
Mail's the way to go. So the mail-in ballots already returned in several states dwarf the entire total in prior elections. It is Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, more than 5 times as many ballots have been cast compared with the entire number in 2016. North Carolina has seen nearly triple the number so far. So in Wisconsin, they've already had 5 times more people vote already than voted last time.
In mail.
Wow, just
or early voting.
or in
There's
person.
early voting as
It
well.
just voted, period.
Damn.
Because there's a lot. That's what we're going to go into next. The Guardian. Record turnout as Americans endure long waits to vote early in 2020 election. In Georgia, residents waited for as long as 8 hours to exercise a democratic right. Many took to social media to share their experiences with early voting, noting lines of voters spanning several city blocks or school parking lots. Political analyst Roland Martin was moved to tears as dozens of voters lined the exterior of a voting center located at a Texas church. I really want to kind of cry when I say this, but I'm not going to do it because I'm going to respect, because it is pretty cool. I'm a grown man, but I have no problem showing this type of emotion because I know what's at stake for our people, he wrote on Instagram. I know what black folks have been through in this country. Voting is not the be all to end all, but I sure as hell know it's part of the solution. So long lines are not the only obstacles voters have faced. Technical glitches have also delayed the process. Voters have also faced barriers to accessing their ballots, including computer problems in some precincts, as well as legal challenges placed throughout the U.S. South. In Georgia, whose Republican administration has fought accusations of voter suppression, residents reported technical problems that initially slowed voting, including one voting center in Atlanta. And of course, Atlanta, these big cities, is where you're going to get most of your Democratic voters. People living out in the country, more likely to vote Republican. Democrats made a push for the traditionally red state in recent weeks, which I already had mentioned. So yeah, there's a lot of crap going on, a lot of people waiting hours just to freaking vote. But it could be because there's so many people voting. Maybe they just weren't prepared for it. So that's the argument on that.
I'm pretty sure people have more time as well now with how things are going.
That's for sure. I mean, a lot of people, yeah, what else are you going to do?
Is Florida traditionally red or blue?
Red.
It's traditionally red. Like Florida is a battleground state.
Yeah.
Big time. In fact, usually who wins Florida wins the election in most elections. So, yeah, for sure. So authorities in Virginia are investigating a voter registration portal that crashed on Tuesday. Officials have so far ruled a cable that was cut by accident, but a glitch shut down the entire system on the last day to register.
Accident.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So they've ruled a cable that was cut, so far ruled out a cable that's been cut by accident, but the glitch shut down an entire system. So on the last day to register, oops, something went wrong, folks.
There we go.
So meanwhile, Republican state party officials in California were forced to remove unofficial drop boxes placed throughout the state. So they're putting in their own fucking drop boxes in California, which is always a blue state. So, I mean,
and throwing them in the garbage?
No. Well, here's the thing. The reason that they don't let them do that, election officials say the unofficial drop boxes do not meet the required security or transfer benchmarks. So that means you could just stuff the shit. That's like you just put it on your own drop boxes. And in Pennsylvania, a judge ruled over the weekend, denied an effort by the Trump campaign and the Republican Party to make ballot drop boxes in the Commonwealth unconstitutional. So in California, they're putting their own, and in Pennsylvania, they're trying to make them unconstitutional. Like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing, bro?
That shit really fucking sucks.
Dude, like, I try to sit in the middle, but dude, Republicans are fucking ridiculous right now.
If you want to be evil, you could literally light one of those reported drop boxes on fire. And then everybody who voted will never vote again.
Let's not give anybody any suggestions.
That's true, but that's the thing. Like, and they're probably putting them in democratic areas. Like, oh, we'll drop these off for you. Don't you worry.
We'll take care of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck out of here.
So, yeah, that's what's going on, man. I mean, right now, Democrats are completely destroying the Republicans in early voting. Republicans are more likely to vote in person towards the end or whatever. But you know, as much as I say I love Trump's foreign policy, I sure as hell don't want him to be our president. So I'm hoping, you know, that this means that we're gonna get some representation in here that, oh my God, at least doesn't act like he's a freaking moron, whether he is or not. Jesus. So anyway, any last minute thoughts before we move on to the Mexican Godfather?
No.
All right.
Everybody sure about who they're going to vote for yet?
I'm pretty, well, that's the thing. Not everyone's 100% sure.
I'm still just talking shit.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, an opinion's an opinion.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nah, you're not allowed to have an opinion. This time.
Yeah. Everyone's not, we've had every
Because we said
representation
so.
here. You know, we've had Trump fans, we've had Biden fans, that's for sure.
We're all American.
It's a toss-up right now.
It's we'll see. Everyone thought that he was losing the last election. He ended up winning that shit. So a secret wiretap reveals that the Mexican Godfather, El Padrino, reveals him to be a very high-ranking official in Mexico. New York Times. Who was the godfather of the Mexican drug cartels? It was the country's Secretary of Defense. Think of like Donald Rumsfeld,
crazy, bro.
you know, or it's fucking ridiculous. U.S. anti-narcotics agents have long tried to unravel the mystery of the Godfather, a powerful actor in the world of drug trafficking. He has now been identified as Salvador Cienfuegos, Mexican defense chief from 2012 to 2018. So just a couple years ago, he stopped. U.S. security agents were listening to the conversations of cartel members on a wiretap phone that spoke of a powerful and suspicious figure known as the Godfather. The agents had been in his footsteps for months, and they suspected that the central figure you know what? Elaine's been telling me to talk more slowly, but because it's harder for her to understand because English isn't her first language, and which means that other people, when I speak more slowly, I can't speak as accurately. Yeah. So agents had been in his footsteps for months, and they suspected that the central figure in the drug trade was, in fact, a high-ranking official in the Mexican army. Suddenly, only one of the people under surveillance told his fellow cartel members that the Godfather was just on television at the time. The agents quickly consulted who was and realized that it was the Secretary of Defense, General Salvador Cienfuegos. According to the 4 U.S. officials involved in the investigation. At the time, authorities say they finally confirmed that the mysterious patron, which means boss, right? Patron of one of the most violent drug cartels was actually the leader in charge of Mexico's war on organized crime. So this guy is like in charge of the whole war, the army.
Himself.
Yeah, dude, looking for himself.
When I read it, I went and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up. I'm like, was this a movie? Like, I mean, like
Straight up,
because that's how. You ever seen The Departed? With,
No.
Mark Wahlberg and
I don't think so.
You never seen The Departed?
I don't think
you
so.
definitely have to have seen it. And so he's basically in charge of looking for himself, bro. He's like a mole looking for himself in the police department.
Oh,
so
wow.
now
Matt Damon.
Matt
Matt
yeah.
Damon.
I
Mark
might have
Wahlberg.
seen it.
It's pretty good.
How long ago?
You had to see
long.
Jack Nicholson, Matt
Maybe
Damon.
at
I'll
least
have to
10,
check it
11
out.
years
Leonardo
ago.
DiCaprio. You had to see.
Okay, and I definitely didn't see it.
Why? You don't like Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, I do like him. I just like that cast. Like, I don't remember them being together.
Yeah, that's a
anything
great
that I've
movie,
seen.
bro.
I believe it. So it was a surprising display of the depth of with the tentacles of organized crime spread in Mexico. He was arrested in Los Angeles airport while traveling with his family. So they wiretapped some people. The Americans, our intelligence agencies wiretapped him, and they were talking about the Godfather and say, yo, he was just on TV. So they did a little research like, it is that motherfucker. Where is he? Oh, he's about to board a plane in L.A.
That's fucking crazy.
Get that
Bro,
bitch.
I have a feeling those agents are gonna be in trouble.
Oh, dude, there's a lot.
I'm pretty sure they have a legally wiretap. They wouldn't even say anything if it wasn't.
I don't know.
Bro,
so the way it works is America has to go through the Mexican channels. They can do what they want, But and that's the problem, because they have to go through the Mexican channels. You don't know who's fucking corrupt. You don't know who you're talking to, and that's why it's been so difficult.
Head of defense?
What's
Come
that?
on.
Yeah,
Head of
seriously.
defense, you don't get higher than that. Like, you're gonna hear something. You're gonna know who's chasing you.
And you don't get higher than that. Like, he literally is the person,
the highest,
the president.
like, fuck, bro. Like,
the Secretary
crazy.
of Defense.
That's crazy. That's like Trump being your homeboy, and or like, who's the leader of the
Like
who's
I
the
said,
FBI coordinator right now? Or
who's our defense secretary? Dude, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, but-
is it Barr?
We don't even know.
Esper.
Oh, he's the. Oh, who is it? Oh, Barr's the attorney general.
yeah, imagine you that's your best friend, and you're doing whatever the fuck you want to do, and he's like, "Yo, be careful, they got a tap on you,
Yeah.
bro. You're good."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The reason I didn't know who it was, because I mean, Trump's cabinet has changed so many damn times.
Yeah, every 3 months is somebody else.
Yeah, Mark
Dude.
Esper.
Gesper? Okay, who the fuck is that?
Esper.
Really?
I think he.
Well, let me guess. He used to like freaking sell cars or some shit.
He
It was
used to
fucking
own the
Trump a
Nets.
favor.
hey,
He used
he
to
might
own
be
the-
somebody. Let's not bash him yet.
Can you find out what he did before, please? I'd love to hear this.
He used to own the Brooklyn Nets
Yeah, exactly.
with Jay-Z.
He used to give Trump courtside seats. The charges are the result of an investigators dubbed Operation Godfather, which took place over several years. Officials say the general aided the H2 cartel, a criminal group that committed terrible acts of violence as part of his drug trafficking business, with its maritime shipments. In exchange for lucrative bribes, officials say Cienfuegos also diverted military operations to cartel rivals.
Wow.
So in other words, he would send the army to go after the fucking rivals of the cartel that he was helping. What the fuck, bro?
Government agents.
Yeah.
He's only looking at 10 years though. That's crazy.
10 years? Nah, dude. No fucking way.
That's
They'll
what
get
it is.
him for so much shit.
What, jail in his own house, right? One of those kind of Mexican
No,
jails?
we got him
This is gonna be
here.
FBI. It's gonna be here.
Dude,
They're not
he's gonna
fucking up
be
like that no more.
Just like El Chapo, dude. That guy's done. He's gone. Noriega, I don't even think he's alive anymore.
No,
So-
I used to see Noriega.
Yeah, I remember. Dude, I remember back in the day when we caught him, dude. I was like, I was too young to really get it, but I was like, got him. Yeah,
No,
whoever
when
he
we,
is.
When we got him, I used to visit somebody, and he used to be there. I used to see him
Oh,
all the
really?
time. Yeah.
No
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
And it was funny because, like, my grandma, she sees anybody on TV, so she'll be like, go and shake his hand and stuff. I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
wow.
Did he pass away? Noriega? I think he
he's gone.
did.
I think he's gone.
The damage done to Mexico is difficult to overstate. The arrest of General Cienfuegos comes 10 months. Signs up. Go for it, Lucas.
He is a actual badass.
Okay. All right.
Who, Vesper?
Okay.
Career Esper served as a infantry officer with the 101st Airborne and deployed with the Screaming Eagles for the Gulf War. His battalion was part of the famous left hook that led to the defeat of the Iraqi army. For his actions, Esper was awarded the Bronze Star, the Combat Infantryman Badge, and various service medals. He reached the the rank of lieutenant colonel after 10 years active duty before moving to the Army National Guard.
Okay.
Army Reserve.
All right. I stand corrected. He's a fucking badass.
You
No
know,
problem
see?
there.
Trump likes badasses.
And he does, but he
Yeah.
puts some people in some weird fucking positions. I'm glad he didn't gamble with the Secretary of Defense.
Then he,
That's helpful. What's
after
that?
the Army, he went to become the vice president of the Aerospace Industries Association.
Okay. Fair enough.
Kinda
Research
smart, too.
Lucas.
All right. There you go.
See?
Just a little
We gotta
smart.
look up the people before we talk bad about them. Kid.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Am I an asshole?
Yeah, right. Here it is. So the arrest of the general comes 10 months after another top Mexican official who led the Mexican equivalent of the FBI. The official, Genaro Garcia Luna, served as head of Mexico's Federal Investment Agency from 2001 to 2005. And for the next 6 years, he was Mexico's Secretary of the Public Security. So he got arrested, and now they got this guy as well. If both men are sentenced, it would mean that two of the highest ranking and most respected figures among the commanders who oversaw Mexico's drug war were working in tandem with organized crime and helping the cartels continue to murder a record number of Mexicans. Both cases also call into question the role of the United States in the war on drug trafficking. For years, U.S. officials have influenced the formulation and financing of Mexico's strategies and have relied on their Mexican counterparts to execute operations. And of course, that's what I was saying. Like, because you got to go through the Mexican channels, you don't know who you're talking to. So it's literally, if you guys want to watch, did you guys see what is it? What's the one on Netflix? Cartel, I think. Narcos, yes, dude. Narcos. That show is awesome. And granted, it's a TV show, but it really does follow historical organizations. Awesome show to really learn how fucking difficult it is. And I say learn, it is a TV show, but it really gives you an idea.
I heard the Mexican one is pretty good.
Dude, they're both great. Mexican's just a continuation.
It's just so much.
What's that?
There's so much of them.
I know.
There is.
I haven't seen them.
They're really, really good. Like, it's one of those ones you watch first 2 episodes and you're in. Okay. That's pretty much it. Let's see here. It's pretty much it. This is something very big, said Alejandro Madrazo, professional at CIDE, a university in Mexico. The military has become so much more corrupt and more abusive since the war on drug was declared. And for the first time, they may not be untouchable. But not by the Mexican government, but by the U.S. government. In other words, Mexican government's like, we still can't do shit. Yeah. You know, like this guy Cienfuegos, he can't do shit either, because if he talks, they're not going to go after him. But I'm sure there's plenty of people they will go after. Like, U.S. officials already knew it was him. They're like, it's fucking him. And even our own guys were like, no fucking way. Mexico's like, no fucking way. So they never went after him. Whoever these guys are, they're finally like, fuck you, I told you so, bitch.
You know,
I mean, how do you go after the Secretary of State, though? Like, you just can't.
I think they made a movie about this shit, though. Oh, man. I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up.
You know, I just don't know how comfortable Mexico really is letting the U.S. government into their country for enforcement.
Well, if you're Cienfuegos, not very comfortable at all.
They
but
let
if
you
really
in a little. Like I said, they give you what they give you. Yeah. And they'll send you. This is what he said. They send you to the rivals. They send him to the rivals. They send the police and military to the rivals of the gang he's helping. That's it, pretty much.
So this is pretty funny. As a candidate, Mr. Lopez Obrador, who is the president, pledged to pursue a strategy of hugs, not bullets. And that would return the army to the barracks and create a civilian-run national guard. But shortly before taking power in late 2018, the nationalist president was persuaded by military chiefs, including General Cienfuegos, that the armed forces were needed. So in other words, you know, Lopez Obrador, the president, was like, nah, hugs, not bullets. We don't need the army helping us with the cartels. We're going to get a national guard. And Cienfuegos was like, no. That's not how we do business here, president. Fuck that shit.
He's like waving the pride flag. Come on, guys.
Yeah, right? Hugs, not bullets. I love it. Hashtag hugs, not bullets. So that's pretty much all I got. Any last minute thoughts before we take our next little break? And no?
You need to watch The Departed, bro.
The Departed? I'll put it on the list. All right, well, I guess that's it. We're going to take our next little break, and we'll be back with Lucas's weather. Oh, there goes Laz. Can't wait to take him off.
Here we go.
Lucas's weather. We got some assholes. We got some beef. Boom. Are you ready with your weather or what?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, hold on.
Research Lucas with the weather.
What was that, Lucas? Or what was that, Laz?
Is the record button's on this week?
Oh, yeah, right.
He's still coming in.
Yeah, we're recording this week. That's for sure. That's
last week you missed his weather. Yeah. It was so sad to do it again.
No, it was better the second time because we actually talked more about it. So, all right, Lucas, what do we got this week?
Mexico, Maine.
Mexico, Maine? Really?
The state, really? Yes,
Mexico.
really.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, the state.
how-
Oh shit.
So Mexico in the state of Maine.
Yes.
How is it spelled?
Mexico.
Mexico.
The way he spelled it, like he was going to spell it a different way.
I know, right?
The reason why they got the name, it was originally a plantation back in the 1700s.
Okay.
But it was incorporated on February 13th, 1818 as a town of Mexico. The name was inspired by local sympathy for Mexico's 1810 to 1821 fight for independence from Spain.
I'm losing you, bro. You got the mic near you?
Yeah, I got it right up against my face.
Okay. No, I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
No,
you probably thought it was a penis. And you're like, oh. Okay. All right, so go ahead.
With the weather, or do you want me to say
No,
that
finish.
again,
Yeah,
just in case?
a couple more little facts. That'd be cool.
Okay. Then known as Mexico's Corner, or Mexico Corner, it developed as a farming community with mills at the streams. In 1894, George W. Ridlon.
Redlawn?
Ridlon.
Okay.
President of the Rumford Falls Brick Company, founded a settlement in the eastern part of the town called Ridlonville. He erected 30 cottages in the Hotel Ridlon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that being the case, so Mexico, Maine.
Yes.
All right. So I guess give us Tuesday through Saturday.
Tuesday, October 20th. High 59, low of 43. AM showers, 60% chance of precipitation with the winds coming out of the southwest at 4 miles per hour.
4 miles per hour? Okay. All right.
Wednesday, October 21st. Hey.
Hey, Lucas's birthday. What?
Hey.
High 53, low of 47. Showers. Chance of precipitation 50% with the winds coming out of southeast at 4 miles per hour.
Okay.
Thursday, October 22nd. High 62, low 46. Partly cloudy.
Partly cloudy?
Yep.
Okay.
Chance of precipitation at 10% with the winds coming out of the northwest at 4 miles per hour.
Okay. All right.
Friday, October 23rd. High of 60, low 47. Just cloudy.
Just cloudy. Okay.
Excuse me.
Nothing special going on. Maybe it's just, just say it's a nice,
Nice dull day.
yeah. Okay.
Chance of precipitation at 20% with the winds coming out of the south-southeast at 6 miles per hour.
Okay. All right. Was that Saturday?
Was that so? No, that was Friday.
Okay, I thought so. You kind of paused. All right,
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday? No, Saturday.
Saturday. Dude, what a dork. Seriously. Saturday.
Do you guys know what Saturdays are for?
What?
For the boys.
For the boys?
Yeah, no, you guys don't. You guys don't understand meme culture, do you?
No.
Okay.
Meme culture?
Meme?
I've never heard that.
Meme. M-E-M-E.
Meme. Meme.
It's not meme. It's meme.
Me. Okay. Saturday.
October
Saturday
24th.
for the boys.
High.
I don't know what the fuck that means, bro.
What the fuck does that mean?
Proud boys.
Oh, Lord. Please.
I'm out.
High of 61, low of 35. Mostly cloudy with a chance of precipitation at 20% with the winds coming out of the west at 8 miles per hour.
All right. There you have it, folks.
Research Lucas with the weather.
All right. Good job, Lucas. Really, really appreciate it. Mexico, Maine.
Yep.
Who'd have thunk? That's for sure. All right. Well, that being said, so Marcos, you said you had beef, right?
What? You got beef?
Got a little bit of beef.
All right. Marcos has some beef. Take it away.
Not too serious, but come on. For example, let's say delivery guys.
Sure.
Why do you have to throw a box over my fence while it's raining?
Oh, fuck, bro.
It's pouring. And I know you have to have like some kind of bag, something to put it in so it doesn't get wet. But you decide, fuck it, I'm going to just throw it over the fence. Who knows what's on the other side? Because you can't even see the other side of my fence.
Is this like UPS?
Oh, yeah, you live like in a
FedEx?
compound. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I live in a compound. But this
Is
is
this
all of them.
Amazon?
All of them. You know,
course it's
Amazon's a little better.
Amazon's
Of
great.
course, we're amazing.
Yeah, a little
Sure.
better. But UPS, like, they don't give a fuck. They're
Nah.
like, they throw it in a puddle. There could be a dog on the other side. Like, it doesn't.
Dude, FedEx will put it like in front of our elevator down there. And I'm just like,
What?
I'm like right here. Like I'm literally, you walk in, I'm on the right, up a
but
floor.
they're not gonna know where to go in this building.
Or when
They
they hang
should
it.
know where to go. Everyone else knows where to go. We get deliveries at least twice a week.
Well, they deliver it at your door.
Dude, one of the cameras for this show was just right there in front of the elevator, like outside, where anyone could walk up and take it.
Wow.
Or they hang it on your fence. Like, so anybody could drive by and just pull it off and take it.
Fuck, dude. Just
A little bit of beef.
like it's pouring rain. They probably didn't even get out. They probably from the back of the truck just tossed it over.
Outside
there,
the compound is not a safe place for your packages. Where you live.
No.
I'm in the hood, homie.
Damn.
Inside the compound looks amazing, but outside the compound, no.
Sure. Fair enough. And well, I guess
What? You got beef?
all you motherfuckers. So, what would you rather them do? Just wait until it's not raining, deliver it
No.
in a different day, or just
Shoot, man, give
open
me
the
a call.
fucking fence?
Put it in a plastic bag.
Well, that place that I lived in before on 69th, you guys used to come over. Like, I literally would tip the UPS guy like $20 a month to knock on that back door because that front gate was always fucking locked.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
you know, UPS is usually the same person, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I would tip the guy and he would hook it up for sure.
He always tips a guy that goes into his back door.
Finally, we got one. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right. That was good. Fuck you. That was good. All right. So, anyone else got beef out there? Oh, no? Okay. And Marcos, you were thinking you might be an asshole? Was that right?
Am I an asshole?
Yeah. All right. So I work at a sushi spot, Pub-Belly Sushi Props.
Yep.
So sometimes I get to take some sushi home.
We won't say which one.
All right. Skip that then. And I'll call my girl. Hey, baby, you want any food? Da-da-da. She's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, you want absolutely nothing. Not even a piece of my roll. You don't want anything. No, I don't want anything. I'm good.
I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
You know, and I'm starving, double shift, starving, haven't eaten all day, right? So I get home and I set up my table. I set everything up, exactly what I need, what I want, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, baby, sure you don't want nothing? Nothing. Right when I sit down and I turn the TV on and whatever, let me get a piece.
Yeah. Kind
yep.
of got
Get
a
a piece.
fork.
And I'm like, I have 8 pieces. I need 9, but I'll take 8. And then I have to have 7 or 6.
Should
I get...
You're
All right.
not an asshole.
I mean, I'll be honest.
Wait. Did the asshole part come yet?
Well,
Yeah, all right, here's the part. All right. And then she goes, let me get a piece. And I just get up and I go to the kitchen and I have to make a can of tuna.
sure.
And make my can of tuna so that I can have exactly what I
you
need to fill me up.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like,
And
Elena,
now she doesn't even want a piece of sushi.
well,
Because
good. Because you offered, you asked, you this and that. Like, I've come into that situation here, and Elena knows I don't really like to share my food. Like, I'll get you whatever you want. Just like I order what I need
exactly
to
what I
feel
need.
fulfilled
that's how I
for
am.
myself. And if she wants a little bit, she knows no big deal. But it's not like it's pretty rare that that I want to share what I've got going on. So I feel like you've made the effort. You've you've definitely asked several times when you were there. And then if she says something, she's like, "Hey, baby,
Okay, but
go get a fucking can of tuna."
Here's the other.
So I don't have to get it.
Here's the other part. Should I already know that she's gonna ask for a
Yeah,
piece?
see,
That's the
now
thing. Now
that's
it's like you
That's
bring
like you being
something
proactive at work. You already know, though. You already know.
I already
Apparently, you already know. So, but you're not an asshole. It's not your fault.
No. I vocal it.
I
vocalize
feel
it.
like you're not an asshole.
I
in this
communicate.
situation.
I don't like sharing. I'm very generous. If I'm going to a liquor store or I'm going to get something
Yeah.
to eat, if I'm around people, do you want anything? I got you.
Yeah.
No problem. But if I get what I'm getting, I know that's what I want. I'm not sharing it. Don't look at me. Don't. I don't care. Too. I'm gonna look right in the face and eat. But I already offered before I went.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just not one to share my food. I'll
this
do
is a-
it, but
There's a good one then. So I'm not an asshole.
I don't
Says
think
the
you're an
guy-
asshole.
Not an asshole.
Go
Says
ahead,
the guy
Lucas.
that walked into the living room and just took a bite out of my sandwich.
Who? Me?
You, yes,
Did I?
yes, multiple
That's
times.
totally Seth though.
I mean, I would.
I
doubt that
gotta
it's
I gotta
possible.
do it with my brother all the time, bro. Like we
There was the
can
sausage
share,
and cheese
but we don't share.
sandwiches.
You share, but you don't share? I
Like,
gotcha.
I will go to the store and buy everything for both of us, but do not eat what I have. That's
Yeah,
what, like, I mean, like,
You
no.
have your flavor of chips. I got my flavor of chips.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, Elena, like, you know, she's like, okay, which beer can I have? Because she knows, like, certain beers I like and certain beers she can have. She likes ones a little bit more alcohol, and she likes the fruitier ones. So usually you can get one of those 12 packs and mix and match with her stuff that she likes. She likes Belgian whites, which I don't, so she can have them all. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely like okay, this is my half of the rations, and this is your half of the rations.
Even
And-
Layla does that too.
Yeah.
I'll go to the store, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the store. You want anything? Oh, just grab me a lemonade. Then I go there, I grab 2 Gatorades or something like random, and then
And a candy bar.
and a candy bar or something random. And then she's like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna buy candy. I'm like, I asked you what did you want? I didn't say, oh, you could have one thing. Like, she's like, yeah, but you know, I didn't think about that. You know.
It's funny too because like usually when I go to the grocery store, I'll come back with something really, really cool that she didn't think of. She's like, "Oh yeah, I can have some of that." Like,
I didn't think of Chex
like
Mix.
I didn't think of something cool just so you could steal my idea after I've already.
You need just get 2 guys. You guys are stuck in
Well,
relationships.
Well, we
you know,
do.
There's always 2 sides.
I get
to
2
a story.
sandwiches. That's true.
There's always 2 sides to a story. So
So what would her side be? What do you think?
her side would be, that I always want something, even when I say I do.
Hey,
That's correct.
Yep.
That's
And
correct.
do I?
I just said that earlier.
So just bring something. If she doesn't want it, you know, you can eat it yourself. It depends though. If you're bringing home like sushi and you're paying like a lot for it or whatever, but if you get like an employee discount, but sushi is not cheap, especially like if you work at a better, like a higher end sushi place.
They got to get rid of it.
Oh, a higher end sushi place. So, all right. Well, that being said, anyone else think they're an asshole? I don't think I'm an asshole. Actually, I kind of covered a little bit of
never
that.
do.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, sometimes, but it's rare. Actually, the last asshole I had was about the damn sandwich and the freaking, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So NBC News, another jetpack reported thousands of feet above Los Angeles. You guys see this?
That was
Whoa.
cool when you mentioned that last time.
Another one. So this one was 6,000 feet. The last one was 3,000 feet. So they literally found another one. And
Same person?
no, they don't know. They didn't get the first guy. Apparent sighting around 1:45 p.m. Wednesday was noted by a China Airlines crew at an altitude of approximately 6,000 feet. So like it's funny. So it's the Chinese crew. Like, what the fuck are these Americans doing? Like, is it fucking just random people in a jetpack flying around?
What's America? They have jetpacks over there. What the fuck are we
like,
doing?
Yeah, seriously. What are we doing over here?
You know
Fucking
what?
A.
One of you mentioned last time a real good point. It might be a mannequin with a.
What, a remote control?
6,000
Yeah.
feet? Nah, bro.
Of course. What
It's
kind of humans?
possible,
What
but
kind of
that's-
humans gonna go that high?
Yeah, but you're not gonna. It's not like you can remote control
A drone.
fly that thing.
like a drone with a mannequin on it.
It's possible. It's possible.
That's a good point. Going so high, that's scary, dude.
A tower, American 1997, an American Airlines pilot told
Wait,
the traffic control,
how high do
we
planes
just
fly?
passed a
How do
guy
they-
in a
how-
jetpack. That's
how do they
right,
know?
a jetpack.
How do they know he's American?
No, they don't know he was American. Tower American 1997 was another one of the people or one of the airplanes that saw, but there's another one. And here we go. AP Chris Christie said he was wrong not to wear a mask in the White House. I believe that when I entered the White House grounds that I'd entered a safe zone due to the testing and that I and many others underwent every day, and I was wrong. No one should be happy to get the virus and no one should be cavalier about infecting or infecting others. Every public official regarding of party or position should advocate for every American to wear a mask in public. So Chris Christie, he realized that he was wrong. So it's about time.
At least he admitted it.
At least he admitted it. I'll give him that,
Yeah, what did it take the president to get COVID?
pretty much.
And a bunch of other people.
And then the last one I got, AP, judge finds cases against 5 in Whitmer plot can move forward. So these were the guys who were trying to kidnap the governor of Michigan. Prosecutors provided enough evidence to move forward with a trial for 5 Michigan men accused of plotting to kidnap state's governor. I don't know what happened to the other people. And of course, several of their defense attorneys implied during questioning that their clients were just big talkers who didn't intend to follow through with the actions.
There we go.
It's loose talk, Scott Graham, an attorney for Frank, said. And again, the point is, what has been done to show you that there was an actual agreement? So in other words, yeah, they were really going to do it, folks. Like, go fuck yourself.
Until they got caught.
Yeah, exactly.
They got caught. Yeah,
Maybe they should have let them
Go through with
grabber. Nah, actually, no. Nah.
I mean, well, not grabber, but like, okay,
Scare
today's
her
the
a little
day.
Or like have like a fake person there. Like,
yeah, that would have been pretty freaking funny.
Yeah, and then, what are you doing here?
Oh.
That
But
would be a good spot for-
remember, 2 of them are ex-military, so it's like,
Yeah.
you can't even play with that.
Ex-military, like a day ago.
Marines.
Yeah,
and-
like
yeah.
2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, one
One
was
of
like a
them.
week or 2 ago, and the other one was like, I think back in 2019 or something like
Yeah,
that.
not that long.
Way
far
back
away.
then.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but that's pretty much it. We need 100 subscribers on YouTube, so please, folks, subscribe away. Once we get 100, we get a real fucking YouTube address instead of like, YouTube /
237
pork chop, Elemento, yeah, number sign, all that crap. And if you want your music on our show, in fact, Marcos, you had one of the tracks we did together on the show. If you guys want your music on our show, send it into submissions at BWSS Podcast. So like us, review us, follow us, all that shit. Anybody got any last minute thoughts before we sign off?
Hey, what
Anyone?
about my positivity?
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Corner of
Lucas,
positivity.
Laz has a corner of positivity.
Yes.
Nice. Hold on, one more.
Laz's corner of positivity.
Yes.
All right.
Bridger Walker is a 6-year-old boy who shielded his younger sister from an attacking German Shepherd.
Nice.
He got 90 stitches on his body, but he saved his 3-year-old sister.
Wow.
And he said, if anyone should die, it's me because I'm her brother and that's my job.
Wow.
The World Boxing Council recognized him as a heavyweight champion. It was entered in the official WBC register that he was the best fighter in the world on that fateful day.
Nice.
Big Little Warrior. There's a picture. I'll send it to you.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
That's cool little boxing.
Yeah, hooked him up that.
Yeah.
What was the kid's name?
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Bridger Walker.
Bridger Walker. All right. Well, congratulations. Well done over there. That's for sure. So, little heroes among us. All right. Let's hear it for
Laz's
Laz.
corner of positivity.
His little corner of positivity there, finally. That's your second one.
Hey,
Second
it's
one,
not a
so
lot of positives going on, bro.
There's plenty, but you know what? We'll take what we can get. All right, folks. So that's Seth here in mic 1. Laz there in mic 2.
Yo.
Looking at the camera. Look at you, bro. Lucas, we got in mic 3.
Hey.
And we got Marco sitting in on mic 4.
Mike Bo.
The Dark Sun.
Ducks.
Man Animal. That's what's up. All right,
AKA
folks.
Coast Coast.
Yep, no doubt. So we'll see you guys next time. Boom. There goes
Boom.
Laz. Can't wait. There to go. Peace.